Hi there and Happy New Year's! I hope this new year will bring you a lot of joy and many new plants and plant knowledge. My name is Alexandra, I live in Paris and this is the first video of my channel, so welcome here. In this channel I will be talking mainly about houseplants and about doing things on your own about houseplants, such as this video today, which will be about making a vertical garden in my bathroom, which is very tiny, and I'm hoping that with this I will be making it more warm and more natural than it already is. So let's start and let's see where this takes us. So I had this idea of building this trellis since before we even moved in. We saw this apartment somewhere in July 2020 and we moved in September. And since I saw the bathroom in this apartment, it's super tiny but it's really cute, and I saw this vertical space on the shower that I thought would be a great space to keep some houseplants. And then eventually I stumbled upon this trellis from Leroy Merlin. It's 1 meter and 20 centimeters tall, and it was 60 centimeters wide, which was too wide for my shower door. But then I decided to cut it to fit, and I think this is the good width for my shower. And I chose this because it was very cheap. It was only 12 euros. It was very easy to modify it, and I can hang on whichever row of these holes I want. I can organize my plants as I want them, and I think it's gonna be very easy to change anything, whether I have an idea of changing. And then I'm going to use these coconut shells, which I made with a wire, and I will show you how. Basically, these are just coconut shells that we ate because we like coconut, and we break them in half, and then I use them for this. I think these coconut shells, they give a lot of natural look to the wall because they're brown, and they will keep the water inside, so there will be no dripping. And this is the grow light that I will be using. It's a grow light that I bought on Amazon. It cost me about 25 euros. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I've been using it for a few months with my propagations, and I have to say that even if they were put in a very dark corner of my apartment, only using this light has provided them with enough light, and they have been growing. They made roots, and so it was successful. So I decided that it would be good to use this in the bathroom, and instead bought another one for the propagations. There are 10 different levels of brightness that I can use. I can change the different heads that will be lit at the same time. So I can use 3, 2, or just one head at one time. And my favorite feature is that I can turn it on for 12 hours, 9 hours, or 3 hours at a time, and it will automatically switch off, and then at the next day it will switch back on again on its own, so I don't have to do it. The only thing I have to do is remember the time I have to switch it on. For example, today I wake up at 8, I switch it on at 8, and it will be on for 12 hours if I want it, if not maybe 9 or whatever. And then the next day it will switch back on at 8, which is perfect, and this is what my plants exactly need. The only problem with this light may be that it's a little bit heavy, and I will have to sort of attach it to the board vertically, and I'm afraid it's going to weigh down and maybe fall, but I will try to secure it the best I can so it doesn't fall down. So these are the plants that I'm going to be hanging on the trellis. I will start with this fern. This is a maidenhair fern, which has proven not to be as hard as I thought. I've had it for a few months and it's still alive. Well, not thriving, but I'm hoping that in this trellis it's gonna be a bit better because it's going to get more humidity and it will get more light than it usually did. Then this is a jungle cactus. It's an Epiphyllum guatemalense monstruosa, which were cuttings, but then they made roots and it grew, and I potted it up here. I think it's going to enjoy the bathroom as well. Here I have some asparagus setachos or asparagus fern, which I think will add very nice texture to the wall. And it's not very hard to take care of. It only wants to stay humid, and that's it. I think the light will be perfect for it. This here is a Pilea glauca, and I think also with these tiny leaves, when it grows, it's going to give a very nice texture to the wall. Here are some calatheas. As you can see, they're not doing very well. They're pretty beaten up because of the winter. and because maybe sometimes I forgot to water them, like this one. You can see that it's a bit dry. But I'm hoping that maybe in the bathroom they're gonna do better with this light and with the watering, and yeah, let's give them a chance. Then I have this Dischidia numularia here, and I love this plant. It was only a bit hard to keep it because I got a huge plant in the beginning, and eventually I had to propagate every single stem of it because it wasn't doing very well in that soil. I don't know why. It's probably the soil that I was using, or maybe the lack of light, maybe the lack of humidity, I don't know, but let's give it a try. Here I put it in some very chunky mix of coconut chips and sphagnum moss, and let's hope that that will do the trick. But these are already propagated. I propagated them in my propagation box, and they seem to be doing pretty well at the moment. Then I have a few aroids here, such as this Monstera adansonii. This was a cutting of a few leaves when I got it initially. Now it has some yellowing on these leaves, and I think it's because maybe it's not too warm in my apartment at the moment, but I think it's gonna be warmer in the bathroom. So let's hope it's gonna do better. But it made this one new leaf since I propagated it, so I'm hoping that it's gonna hold on. This is a Syngonium podophyllum neon, and it has a few little plantlets in here, and I think they're gonna be growing well with this grow light. It hasn't suffered as much as I thought it would with the winter, but it did pretty well, so I'm pretty glad, and eventually I'm going to propagate it, maybe in the spring. Then I have one pot of this Scindapsus pictus argyrius. I have one more which I will also put on the wall if there's space. If not, I will only put this one, and I will compare it to the other one to see what growth conditions do it better. Then there is this Scindapsus pictus exotica, which I also propagated from these two leaf cuttings, and it rooted pretty easily in my propagation box. I'm hoping it's going to do well. It hasn't done much since I potted it up, but I am hoping it's gonna grow inside the bathroom. Then I'm really excited about this plant. This is Scindapsus treobi, and it's really, really beautiful. As you can see, these are silver leaves with dark green margin in the middle, and I really like it. So these are two leaf cuttings that I propagated. They rooted pretty well, but I'm hoping that they're going to grow successfully on this wall with the humidity and the warmth and the light, so let's see. But it was growing under the same grow light when I was propagating it, so I'm hoping that it's not going to be too much of a change for it in the potting medium and the humidity level. Then here, these are all jungle cacti. Here I have Schlumbergera, which is a Thanksgiving cactus, I think by the shape of the leaves. It had a few buds on it when I bought it, but then I brought it home and I was hoping that it wasn't gonna happen, but honestly I expected that it would. It lost all the buds because it changed the conditions and they don't like that. Then there is this jungle cactus, which I'm not exactly sure which species it is. I got a few cuttings from one restaurant that I really liked it there, and I asked them for a cutting and they were really kind. They gave me one stem. It rooted, and then there is even new growth here. I assume it may be Disocactus, but I'm not sure. Then this is a Selanicerius chrysocardium, or a fishbone cactus. I have these two little cuttings that I propagated because I had one longer plant, but I decided to propagate it and cut it in a few different pieces because I thought that I would get more new growths like this, and in fact I did. It activated these new growth points on both cuttings. Then this is a Epiphyllum anguliger, which doesn't have any new growth. It's been like this for a few months, but I hope it's going to grow again. This is another epiphyllum, but I'm not sure which one. And I got a little cutting, which is not, it rooted easily, but it's not doing too well because it has a little yellow point here. But we will see. I'm hoping that the bathroom will do it well. Then this is one of my favorite plants. This is a Rhipsalis paradoxa, and I have 5 cuttings here, which rooted easily, and they haven't grown at all yet, but I'm hoping that soon they will get some new growth with the light. This is another cutting of the Epiphyllum guatemalense monstruosa, just a smaller one. This, I'm not sure the name, maybe it's another Disocactus, but I'm not sure, I only got these two cuttings. This is another Epiphyllum, I'm not sure which one, maybe it's another Anguliger. Then these are all the Ripsalis. This is a Hatiora, or Dancing Bones. I think it's gonna grow into a very cute plant when it gets big. So here I have one fern. It's Pteris cretica albolineata. It's a beautiful fern. It's just been suffering a little bit lately because I don't have very high humidity and the bathroom is a little bit cold, but maybe it's gonna be warmer. I don't know. Let's see. This is Amarantha leuconera, and it's been doing really well, honestly. I've had it once more and I killed it before, and now I have this whole plant and it's doing pretty well, so I cannot complain about it at all. And this is a Pseudoripsalis ramulosa, or red coral cactus, and if you put it in a lot of strong light it gets red, which is really great, but I don't think it's gonna get red with this grow light because the grow light is not that strong. Okay, so this is the bathroom. As you can see, it's really small. This is where I'm going to put the garden, the vertical garden. It's about 40 centimeters wide and about 150 tall, up to here. I hang two metal hooks on the top, so I can hang the trellis on top of those. I'm hoping that they're going to be strong enough to withstand all the weight of the plants. But they seem pretty sturdy, so I think we won't have problems. The bathroom is not very bright. The kitchen window is the only source of light, and that's why I need to use a grow light. Now let's break some coconuts. Okay, so here we have a bunch of coconut shells. There are these ones that are already made and these ones that I'm going to show you how to do now. So I have these little pliers here. And this wire that is quite sturdy, and I think there won't be any problems for holding the plants. I'll be making this shell right now, so this is not too big. I assume I won't need too much wire for it either. So it's gonna be one. A bit more. It's a bit hard to break. This is one, and I will do another one around the same length. Now I will just straighten them up a little bit. So I'm crossing them here, and I have two shorter parts and two longer parts. These parts, I'm going to use them to make this this little hook, and I'm just going to twist them together here. Like more or less in the middle underneath. And then I will twist them slightly where they're going to go over the coconut board. So I'm doing like this, then I'm twisting it to the side. Like this, to make a little and there we go. And now this is going to be the front, and now the back. I'm going like this, twisting it again here. And then I'm going to twist it towards the back, like this. And then the important thing is that these two things can intertwine together. I'm sorry, I hope you can see well what I'm doing. You see what I did there? I just across each other. Okay. This is a little bit. Now these two, as they're crossing, I'm going to cross them more and create that hook. Sorry, I don't need these. And I just do this by hand. I don't use the pliers because I figure they don't do such a good job. So I hope you can see what I did. This is the back. And I will just twist this like this. And this is our coconut shell. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is all for free. I only bought this wire. And all the coconuts are actually coconuts we ate, so it's just scraps, things that we would have thrown out, and they make a great look for the wall, I think. So here I am 2 days later, and I decided to mount the grow light on top of the trellis right here, because I've tried to mount it in the bathroom and I realized that it's much harder to do it while the trellis is up, hanging. So yeah, I will just do it here and strengthen it as much as I can with some wire and with one of these hooks. And yeah, so then I will take it to the bathroom to see how it is. One thing that I would like to add here is some fishing wire, because this thing is too heavy and it kind of flops like this. So I will try to put something on top here so that it holds it straight up, so that enough light comes on top of the plants in the top row. So I decided to use normal wire in the end because the fish wire didn't want to tie so well, so this is what I'm gonna use. Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna start from the biggest plants because they're going to be the biggest focus on the whole wall, and we are gonna work from there. Then I will be combining the small plants with the coconut shells, which I have here behind me, and yeah. So there's one thing that I forgot to say, that for hangers like this I will need hooks. And I have a few on hand here, so I will be using them. I just forgot to take them before. And one more thing, to be safe, I'm wrapping some plastic bag to protect the connection from possible contact with water. Okay, so this is the final result and I'm pretty happy with it, but I'm sure that I will change it like 50 times in the next week or even after that, because I plan to do some other projects that I want to hang here. And I didn't manage to use all the plants because I didn't have enough coconut shells, so I have like 7 left. But that's fine, I will see in the future, maybe I will manage to hang them some other way. There's always new ways to explore. Eventually I will also add a fan, because I think that the air doesn't move enough in the bathroom. So I think like that the plants will be able to dry out sooner, so they will need more watering, but that's fine. Like this I will be sure not to overwater them. I hope you liked this video, I hope you liked my project today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you have any other ideas that I might improve, or some other plants that you think would go well for this particular setting. Yeah, so my Instagram profile is Mini Home Jungle, so you can check that out if you want. Please like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to this channel, because in the future I will post more videos with similar projects like this, and I will talk more about plants. So be sure not to miss them. And that's it. Have a lovely year, and thank you for watching. Bye!